For the fuzzy tool exercise, you're going to have to open up two pictures. Go to File, Open, Removable Disk, open your toolbox, scroll down to Fuzzy Select Tool Magic Wand folder, and open up the sky image, and then go File, Open, select the Tower True 2 picture, and open that, and you're going to have two windows. You're going to have to click and drag the sky off to the side and make sure your tower window is visible. Find and select the fuzzy select tool. It looks like a magic wand. And for the threshold, make sure the threshold is 20. What the magic wand does is it selects objects based on color similarity. But if the threshold is too high, it won't be as selective and it will pick things that aren't necessarily the same color. So 20 is a good selection for this object because the background is all white, and that will allow us to choose the object based on the similarity to the background. Okay. So threshold's 20, selected the magic wand, and I'm going to click in the middle of the sky where it's white and watch what happens. We have now selected everything that's white, and you can see that this moving dotted line that we sometimes refer to as the marching ants has enclosed most of the sky. But you'll also notice that a little bit of white here and a little bit of white here has not been selected, so we can include those by pressing the Shift key. I'm going to press and hold the Shift key and watch what happens to the magic wand. You'll see a plus sign appear. When that plus sign appears, you can use your mouse and click in an area that you want to include, and I'll click right here where it's white, and then I'll click right here where it's white, and now we've included those two patches of white that weren't selected earlier. I'll let go of the Shift key and the magic wand goes back to its original setting. Now what we've done right now is we have selected the sky because it is all the same color. But we're not actually trying to select the sky. We are trying to select the towers. So we actually have to go to the Select menu and click Invert. When we click Invert, watch what happens. Inverting means that we have now picked everything in this picture that is not white. So that basically means we've chosen the towers and the trees, but we have now left out the sky. Okay. Go to Edit and click Cut. And you'll see that the towers now have been cut. They're no longer visible here. At this point, if you want, you can close this window. And if it asks you to save the changes to the image, click Discard Changes. We don't want to save this image the way it's been altered. We want to just keep the original, so just click Discard Changes. And the sky window that we had moved off to the side, I want you to click and drag it, make sure it's centered. Go to this window and click Edit and click Paste. Watch what happens. We have now pasted the towers from the first image onto the sky background. Now you'll still see that the towers are surrounded by the marching ants, the moving dotted line. While the towers are still selected, find and click the Move tool, and with the Move tool, click on the tower and drag it into a position that you like. And once it's where you want it to be, let go. And we have now basically added one image into another image. Now, you'll notice though that earlier we had selected this area using the fuzzy selection tool, and so that was why this part um, you know, has the sky. But earlier I didn't select this area, and so you'll notice that that part of the sky from the original picture still appears here. Okay, so if you want to do it again, if you do it a second time, make sure you get this area selected um, before you cut that image and bring it over. Now, when you're happy with where it is, you can click on this is the layers brushes palette. You can click the floating selection, which is the pasted layer that represents the tower. Right click your mouse and click anchor layer. Watch what happens. When I click anchor layer, the towers are now combined with the sky, and instead of having two separate layers, we now have one. At this point in the exercise, I'd like you to go File, Save As, and for the file name, you can call it Sky, add the word tower, add an underscore, type in your last and first name, and save it. Okay. Now you've got an image that you combined. You combined the towers with the sky, and now they're all one image. And show your teacher and make sure he approves of your final product.